You ready to go? Okay. Shall we start with turnkey?
Do you want it?
Yeah. Question 1, what is a turnkey? Turnkey is fundamentally where you've got an end buyer and the end buyer is buying the property completed. They're not buying the land and then entering into a construction contract. They're simply paying a deposit, signing a sale and purchase agreement, then settling the property on completion. What that means is that the builder is responsible to settle the land, to fund the construction and to deliver the end product. I get louder when I talk, so. What's the difference between a spec build and a turnkey? Look, we get this all the time. Spec build is short for speculative build. The difference between the two is simply one has a sale and one doesn't. With turnkey, we've got an end buyer that has agreed to buy the end product. It's funded by you, the builder. A spec build, still funded by you, the builder, you just don't have that buyer yet. Why does turnkey work for builders and developers? Because it's simpler. At the end of the day, you do a sale and purchase agreement with an end buyer, and then you can run the entire construction process yourself. It does mean that you have finance costs that you need to cover in that sale price. It also potentially reduces the amount of negotiation you have to do with buyers. You don't have progress claims that you're reliant on the buyer getting approved by their bank. So those sort of delays and hiccups that can occur during the construction process largely disappear. Why is turnkey better for buyers? They're buying the house on completion. They don't have to worry about carrying a mortgage during construction. For a first home buyer, they might otherwise be renting. So they've got rent costs as well as trying to service a mortgage. And so typically buyers can borrow more and they find it easier to service when the end solution is a turnkey. What makes a good turnkey deal actually work? The thing that works for turnkey is that we use the sale and purchase agreement to establish value. We don't need a registered valuation. That keeps your costs down. How does Squirrel fund turnkey deals differently? We need a buyer. They need to have a 5% deposit. They've signed a sale and purchase agreement. We'll lend up to 80% on that sale and purchase agreement. In principle, generally means you'll need a 20% deposit on the land, and then we should be able to fund 100% of the construction cost. Done.